Imagine the year is 2044. It's 20 years from now. What regrets do you have? What regrets do you tell other people? What regrets do you have that you wouldn't dare say out loud? We're back to 2024 now. Hello. Now, have a listen to the people around you. The people that you work with, the people that you come across, your friends and family. What are the things that they complain about, apart from the weather? Is it not having enough money? Is it simply the fact that they're getting divorced? Or is it that they're chubbier than they would like to be? It's actually quite similar, isn't it? The things that people complain about, regardless of their age or the type of job they work in, or even ethnicity, isn't it? The complaints are very similar. Their wife is annoying. I need to go to the gym. I'm broke. You hear it, especially in my situation, in the working in the shopping centers. You've had it with young people, older people, people who are the age of our parents. You hear it. You hear the same types of complaints, whether it's health, wealth, or relationship. Perhaps even you are doing the same types of complaining that the people around you are, right? I've worked several jobs now at this point. I've worked a few jobs at the shopping center, at the Mexican food place when I was rolling burritos, when I was at Starbucks making coffee. And the people that I'm working with, regardless of if they're cool people or if they're people that I'd rather not be with outside of work, and regardless of their age, they would have the same type of complaints, whether it's that their schedule, the schedule that they have to work next week is not the one they want, or in my Mexican food place job, that it was a pretty fun job, I can't lie. I was just rolling burritos, and the people would just point at what they would want, and that was it. Like that was pretty fun for me, just making burritos. But what wasn't fun is that every 5 minutes, I would make a burrito and then I would turn to my coworker. Literally, it would just be like, oh, I hate my life. Oh, I hate this job. Oh, I hate the manager. Oh, I hate customers. Oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, I don't like. And I wish I was I wish I was exaggerating, because otherwise I would still be at that Mexican food place, because it was a bit of fun. But no, I'm not exaggerating. Every time I turned to my coworker after making a burrito, it would just be some sort of negativity. And I'm not saying that, be positive, bro. Like I understand that people have their own lives, and the things that they're going through in those lives, might not always be fun and positive. I completely understand that. Equally though, I understand how other people's feelings and emotions and just complaining. I understand how other people affects me. Even if I like them or not, even if I like them or not, their mood affects me because I'm with these people for 10 hours at a time. So even though I was finding it fun to make Mexican food, it was draining because whether it's, co-workers who are complaining about their shift schedule or just complaining how they just hate it here, or if it's because we do get lovely customers, but there are other customers who are just, there's no saving them. Again, they're probably going through something in their lives, but that doesn't affect that their bad mood will affect me. So what is it that you hear in your life? Maybe it's something that you complain about as well. Whether it's, oh, I have to wake up early to be at this job. I hate the manager, I hate my life. Through these jobs, you really hear it all. You hear the craziest stories of people's upbringings. And I don't talk about myself. I don't talk about my love life. I don't talk about the things that I do outside of work. I try not to because first of all, they don't actually care. You know when people ask you how are you, that's just the robot response. Like they actually don't care. And second of all, they would rather just talk about themselves. And I found success in that by not talking about myself and just really just only focus on them really because I found it much easier that way because I realized that people only care about themselves, which is fair enough. And so that's where my conversations are focused to. When I speak to someone else, I'm just going to be talking about them. I'm going to ask questions about them. And when I do so, you wouldn't believe how, like, when you literally shut up about talking about yourself and you only just talk about them, oh my goodness, I feel like a therapist. People who I've just met for 5 minutes, people who I've met just for 5 minutes, they tell me the most deepest things about themselves, and it's yeah, you learn quite a bit. You learn quite a bit, and that's why I don't. Even though people are being negative and they're in a bad mood, I try not to take it personal because you realize that people are just going through some things, aren't they? But while I'm asking people about themselves, it's never normally anything good. It's always some form of complaining, whether it's hating the job, whether it's something with their family or their relationships, or whether if it's health. And to me, I really, really try to listen to those complaints in a selfish way. I listen to those complaints and I listen to the things that people don't like about themselves or like about their life situation. And I'm like doing my best not to end up like them, which is complaining about their situation. If someone complains about being too chubby or eating too much or, like not going to the gym, like the health kind of complaints, and you hear it from all ages. You hear 20-year-olds needing to go to the gym because they say they're fat. And you hear it with 40, 50-year-olds who say they want to go to the gym because they're not as healthy as they were before. And I'm really listening to that. When I don't feel like going to the gym, best believe these complaints from other people, best believe that's playing in my head. Best believe. When someone is complaining to me about how their wife doesn't respect them, how they're basically being cheated on. When someone complains to me about not seeing their kids enough, mate, I don't want to read a book about business and finance, right? But when I read a book I don't want to read a book about business and finance, right? Because reading is pretty boring and long. But when someone complains about not seeing their kids enough, and when someone complains about hating their job and the fact that their schedule is not even their schedule is based on a manager's manager, really listen to that. Because I may not want to read that business book right now, but if me reading that business helps me in the future to become financial free, to be able to see my kids, then yeah, I'd rather read the book because I've learned from the complaints of this person. Please give me that book. I would rather, please get me to the gym because I'd rather be at the gym even when I don't feel like it. And I'd rather be working out when I don't feel like it because I'd rather be doing that than complaining. A few months ago when I was new to my Mexican food place, I was training, they were teaching me how to make burritos, and they got a manager from another Mexican food place. They brought her down here to where I'm working, and the point of her being here was so she could teach me how to make burritos. And fair enough, like I'm not better than this job. The reason why I'm here is because I'm at this job. So yeah, I'm gonna learn how to make burritos, and I'm gonna learn respectfully. Like I'm gonna be humble while I'm learning burritos, even though I don't want to be here. So I first meet this manager, she just came down to teach me how to make burritos. I'm meeting her, and I met her for 5 minutes. She doesn't know me, she doesn't know me at all. She doesn't ask me like what I do, like, or how I am or anything. Like she doesn't know who I am. And she's met me for 5 minutes, and the first thing that she tells me is that, mate, you need to do last minute traveling. It's the best thing ever. Like you need to do it. It's like, why don't many people do last minute traveling? Last minute traveling is it's when you go to Europe for the weekend because you're spontaneous and you're like last minute flights kind of thing. And yeah, bro, you need to do last minute traveling. You're so young. You do it. You need to do it. Please, why don't many people don't know about it? But it's like the best thing ever. So she's just met me, and now she's giving me the advice to do last minute holiday. She's giving me now she's giving me the advice to do last minute holidays, right? And to be honest, like I'd rather her just teach me how to make burritos, because that's why we're both here, right? That's why we're here. So you can teach me how to make burritos. I don't care about your holiday. Like, being honest, I don't care about your holiday. But I've read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna ask about your last minute holidays and smile, even though I don't really care about it, right? Because you're meant to be here to teach me how to make burritos. So she tells me how to last minute traveling is so cool, but please be careful of the advice that people give to you. I actually think that people's complaining, you can actually hear a lot of, you can actually learn more from the stuff people complain about rather than the advice. She's hardly even known me. She hardly knows my name. She hasn't asked me what I like to do. So she doesn't know if her advice is valid. She doesn't know if her advice is any useful to me, isn't it? Because she doesn't know me. So what she's doing, she has regrets. You know, when she says things like, "You're so young, you should travel." She has regrets. She wish she had done traveling when she was younger. So now she's making up for it. And now she's giving me the advice because that's something she regrets herself. So be very careful, because she's telling me to go on holiday, not because that's what she feels is the best for me. She's telling me to go on holiday because she regrets not going on holidays, or she couldn't go on holidays when she was younger. So when people, so imagine the people twice your age, right? They tell you the advice to go clubbing, live your life, go on holiday, YOLO, right? You're young. You may as well have fun, because drink as much as you want, go clubbing, party as much as you want, because you're young, right? If the person who's giving that advice, if they're a bit chubby, if they're vaping, if they are complaining about their relationships, then I'll be very careful to take their advice of you only live once and going to the club because you're young and drinking your days away. Be very careful, because the reason why the people are telling you, the reason why these people twice your age are telling you to drink and party is because drinking and partying at their young age was the best thing. That's all they had. That's all they had, because they didn't build anything that would benefit them at this old age, right? If they didn't make anything that would give them, if in their 20s all they did was party and they didn't make anything that would give them money when they were older, then yeah, of course they're gonna say party and do all of that. But just be careful, because I'm sure they're gonna be complaining about not having enough money, about the rent being too expensive, about everything, living of a cost of living being expensive. Or maybe if you weren't partying, and perhaps if you built something that would help you, if you built something while you were young that would give you money when you're older, I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that, to be honest. It's easier to learn from the mistakes of others because there isn't enough time on earth for you to make all the mistakes yourselves. I'm sure once you listen to your friends, the people your age, and listen to the people twice your age, the complaints are exactly the same. Not being able to afford food, rent, being broke, not having a partner that respects them, basically being cheated on. Wishing, this is another regret people had. They wish they were more confident. They wish they were more confident to speak to that person. They wish they were more confident to share their art on Instagram. I'm serious. I'm serious. People wish they had the confidence to post on Instagram. Not even post a picture of themselves, but post like a drawing they made, like a digital drawing they made. They're too scared to post a digital drawing, and they say they wish they were more confident. Listen to other people's regrets, to other people's wishes. I wish I had the time. I wish I could eat healthy. I wish I went to the gym. What regrets do you hear often in your everyday life? I appreciate you for being here. Thank you.